Excuse me. Trying to collect myself. Alright, here we have Captain America and the Avengers. Going to be playing the Sega Genesis version today, because I firmly believe that this is the best version. Hardest difficulty is, I believe, the only allowed category, and I'm going to bump up the number of lives just because, you know, it's a marathon, anything can happen. So, let's go ahead and get started, and I'll start talking about it.
The Avengers!
Starts on start time, so 3, 2, 1, go. That should start to get our character. Luckily, it starts on the character we need. We're going to do a bunch of quick cutscene skips here. Also give everyone full reign to shout out memes whenever Captain America takes a hit, because that's going to happen a lot. So a couple key moves we're going to go through here. First we have the slide, which has an active hitbox the entire time it's out. But not only that, it also looks swag. Got the short hop dive there, which is also really great. I didn't want to get hit. There's our first meme. Take the hit, dude. Another thing about this game, it's essentially just a big boss rush, top to bottom. Here we have Living Laser and Claw. For our first bosses, take them down like so. Pretty good fight, actually. Not perfect cycling, but still very, very good. We're also going to see me do the shield throw quite a bit. Move is excellent. I'd argue the best move in the game. Not only because it has range, which of course it has great range with the fireball, but the real reason it's so good compared to, say, like Iron Man and Vision's lasers and Hawkeye's arrows is that it actually hits twice. It hits on send and receive because it has boomerang animation. That's actually exclusive to this game. The other versions have it fixed, that being the SNES and arcade version, have it fixed to where it's only going to hit once. They didn't make the mistake, but they made a mistake in this game, and that's why I think it's quite a bit more fun. Also, yes, no Infinity War spoilers at all. Actually, we'll allow bans for that. So here we have Whirlwind. With perfect shield throwing, we'll be able to take him down in 5 cycles. One more cycle. Almost missed it, but we got on the rebound. Good times there. Gonna dance around a bit. On to our second stage, and this might be the most Data East stage of the entire game. Throw a shield, hopefully hit those guys. If you throw the shield early enough, you can actually get past their shields. Kinda hard though. Timing is ultra specific. We goofed a bit. We'll get into some more moves here in just a second, but anyway, as I was regarding about Data East, now we actually get to play a shmup level. This occurs 3 times throughout the course of the game. To me, they're arguably the most fun levels in the game, and especially with Captain America, because I mentioned before, his shield hits on send and return, so you just get to unleash this volley of hitboxes that enemies just can't deal with. Get some health ups. Music's also amazing. Permanently ingrained. I think of other things I can discuss in this game in regards, because this is just an auto-scroller and there's going to be a lot of time we can fill. Parallax scrolling on the background is really cool, especially on the water. These planes really aren't that huge of a deal. The very first one especially, because he can't actually attack you. So just get right in parallel with the wing and just throw some shields and you're good to go. Really, there's not a whole lot to say about these enemies. These enemies might be a threat if we were playing any other character, but with Cap hitting, you know, getting 2 times the DPS that any other character would, he's just going to tear through these guys like a hot knife through butter. Makes very, very quick work of anything we're going to come into encounter with, and you can even mash. What's cool about this for the Genesis is that all 3 buttons throw a shield. So, I mean, I don't have a webcam, so I can't show it, but you can mash all 3 buttons to get it. Here we have the Wasp power-up, but it's actually ideal to skip that, because if you get it, that actually triggers a cutscene where she has to spawn, and that causes this plane to have to wait to spawn until after she's on screen. So instead we just skip it and the plane spawns immediately as soon as the power-up is off the screen. It's a fairly cool power-up to have, but since Cap is already so overpowered, we don't need it. It would be cool to get another Avenger cameo in the game, but I'd rather go fast. Take these guys down as they're spawning. Again, there's a lot of leeway in what you can do here. You have quite a bit of time to wait for them to show up before you need to get into position. Because again, Cap is just that disgusting. He does way too much damage. There's also a good chance that they're just not going to hit you either, no matter what's going on. Take this. Yeah, I can kind of see it. This game is very, very campy. This is very much a throwback to like the classic Avengers, like even like the Silver Age stuff. Alright, here we have a Sentinel. Why there's a Sentinel in an Avengers game, I don't know. Fairly easy boss fight though. Just get right underneath the chest piece and hack away. The only thing you have to watch out for is when he sends out the hands to try to catch you, you have to crouch a little bit, then come right back up and the lasers are active. But still, get enough damage there. Heading back to the beat 'em up section now. You're gonna see a Data East logo here because they can't help but shout themselves out, I suppose. Slide this way, slide that way. Okay, quick work. I still haven't figured out a way to be able to hit both those guys at the same time, so I'm just gonna say I'm convinced that it doesn't exist. I also love how you can do slide and then cancel slide into the short hop jump with the shield bash. Pretty great stuff. Okay, quick health up here. Gonna dash through these guys when they spawn. Another move you're gonna see me use a lot is this throw. Throw is incredibly good. This guy's being a troll. Any enemy you can throw, like the overhead throw, you can actually kill them with one hit. The grab just immediately kills them as soon as it puts them on the ground. There is a combo you can do into a throw, but that one's not very good. That one doesn't do a lot of damage, whereas this one we're just getting to beat the heck out of them in the corner. Take down these guys. On to our second boss. This is probably my least favorite boss in the game. Grim Reaper's a bit of a jerk. He has hitboxes that really don't make sense. Best option we have is a quick kill, which we're going to try here. Taking a hit is fine there. I anticipate taking a hit there. Okay. I haven't tried to dash at us, so I'm going to try to finish off the rest of the damage. Okay, cool, we got him. It took half a cycle longer than I would have liked, but it was still a good fight. Go that way. Thanks for the good luck. On to stage 3, also an amazing song. I'll start off with some shield tosses. This section's a little weird. Enemies are on the Z-axis wise, just kind of all over the place. So, yeah, sometimes if they punch in time with your throw, they get to actually beat you, which is really obnoxious. Ball your way in here. Only guy we really have to watch out for here is the guy with a gun. Upside of that was he killed his own guy. That's the throw combo I was talking about. That move's not that good. On to our first boss here, we have Wizard. Wizard I used to have a lot of problems with, but there actually is a loop you can get on him. See if you can get him in the corner. I did. Nice. Gonna let him jump here. We're gonna jump his shots. Missed the jump. No big deal. Ah. Being a bit of a pill right now. This is really how you want to set him up. Kick him into the corner, throw his shield, then when he gets up, dodge the shot, and then throw again. We have another shmup section with awesome looking jetpack on Cap. Isn't that thing adorable? I don't know where he got that, but I kind of want one. Bevy of enemies down here. The ones you really want to watch out for are the ones on the floor. The guys that are swimming, like with the fins and whatnot, they're not that big of a deal because they can only fire straight, whereas the guys on the floor can actually fire in spread formation and therefore have a lot better chance of hitting you. So they should always be your top priority, which is why you're always going to see me just here chilling on the floor as far down as I can. This music's great. Even between stage transitions, like, this is a big reason why I'm such a fan of this game. The tunes are so good. Data East knew what they were doing when it came to just getting the adrenaline pumping. Those snake neuters aren't that big of a deal either. Take them out in short order and you're fine. On we come to our next boss. I don't know who's piloting this thing. I just know it's a giant octopus and we have to kill it. Best strat I've come up with here is stay right in the path of the windshield. You should be fine. The only thing to really watch out for are the mechanical arms. The lasers aren't even that hard to dodge. But you can't go too high on the sprite because if you do that, then you won't be able to hit it. Yeah, that was actually a decent fight. First section here underwater is pretty rough. All you have is laser guys. They all have really low health, which is nice, but it's almost like you're guaranteed to be hit because, you know, they're a bunch of jerks with lasers. How are you not getting hit? What's so dumb about their lasers is that they're incredibly active as soon as they come out of the gun. So like, actually just approaching them is incredibly difficult. There's a small section of enemies here. Here we're gonna make a lot of use of slide because guys are just gonna be coming out of the doors. The other thing I like doing is just waiting by the door and then scooping them as soon as they get out there. Man, that guy was not having it. I don't know why that sprite was frozen in place, but that was pretty great. I think that can kill him, though. Yeah, there we go. Not the best room, but we got to throw a couple guys around. For Mandarin, we actually have a stun lock that we're going to employ here. If I can get it. Slide into dive, and then once the music changes, I just change to 100% dives. Ah, missed one, but still a good fight. Red Skull taunts us. We'll move on. I actually got into discussions about this the other day. Red Skull gets my vote for most evil villain in the Marvel Universe. There's no shades of gray to that guy. He purely just wants world domination and bad things to happen. The song is also the jam. Sadly, it's not shmup level because they blew up our Quinjet. This level straight beat 'em up. The only one outside of level 1 that actually is. These guys are a problem. I know they look similar to the guys we already fought, but they have a lot more health. They're a lot more aggressive too. I'll wait by the door, scoop some guys. More. There we go. Little four-legged duders you actually want to just throw a shield at. Definitely the most efficient way to take them out. One more. There we go. Yep, just taking out the trash here. I'm going to try to do some iframes abuse to get my throw on here. This is going to be tricky. Getting past this to the laser guys is going to be annoying. Another thing about this game, your iframes really don't last long enough. It lasts a little bit longer, you can get around stuff like that, but it's still a little tough. Here we have, I mean, he's called Juggernaut in the arcade version, but I actually don't think it is. I think it's just some kind of robot clone. Fairly tough fight without practice. You can do dive kick loops on him, wait for him to wake up, jump, and then cross him up with that dive kick there. Or just do your short hop dive. Either or. Once you can get him in this loop, he's honestly not that difficult. Very easy to manipulate. Have these guys pop out of the door. Get the shield input, but I got it the second time. That was neat. I should do that all the time. Get by the door. Complete instinct, and it turns out to be like the best strat imaginable. Imagine that. Shield guys. Not to be confused with S-H-I-E-L-D shield. Nick Fury's not here. I jumped into that. Alright, so that's our first death. We're going to start right back, though. It's not a huge deal, just annoying. Take This is the last guy we take out. That hop kick they do is insane. It has so much priority on the way up and down. Like, there's just no reason to challenge it with anything outside of maybe a shield throw. Ultron being the boss of this level, there's no true stun lock you can get him in like there was with Mandarin, but you can get him in a loop. Generally, I do the dive as soon as I hear the fireball. Like, as soon as I see him start hunching over, that's when I make the jump. He's invincible up until, like, right around that point. So you can't do a dive too early. And if you do it too late, he gets to punch you out of the air, like he tried to do there. It's a bit long of a fight because, you know, cycle heavy, but that sucks. I didn't want to knock him away from the corner. Try again. The thing you really want to prevent him from doing is this big geyser cannon that he does where he teleports to the center of the screen and just unleashes lasers that you can't fight. As long as you do this correctly, that doesn't become a problem, though. If he just wants to keep throwing fireballs at me like that, no problem. Alright, definitely not a perfect fight, but we got there. I forgot about his awesome line of "Ask the police." Maybe the best quote in the game. The final stage, we're going to start off with another shmup level. Cap retains his jetpack, which somehow also works in space, in addition to working underwater. I mean, really, who wouldn't buy that? As long as they had the money. Not a lot to talk about here, sadly. It's very similar to the shmup section we had in Stage 2, except with a different sprite. We're going to see another Wasp power-up that we're not going to get. The big story of this stage doesn't show up until we get to the actual punching sections. But this music's rad, so let's just sit for a moment and enjoy that. More planes. This one's actually going to fire lasers at us, so you want to stay right below the tail. The hitboxes are going to just pass over our heads. Because Cap does 2 hits for every one, takes down in very, very short order. This music is so good. This might be the best song on the Genesis version of this game. It's just so perfectly ported. More duders. Kind of funny how you essentially have a shmup where you don't get power-ups, because we all know that how uncommon that is. I mean, you have this one, but it costs time to use it, so we're not going to snag it. Cap's just that busted all by himself. He don't need no stinking power-ups. He's America. How many? He has enough. He has enough to say that he has enough. These red and purple guys are actually kind of annoying. They spawn from very specific points, and it seems like almost like they have random health sometimes, which is bizarre. Iron Man, Iron Man's fine. Like, Iron Man and Vision are essentially the same character. They're just not as good as Cap in this version of the game. You're actually okay playing any character but Hawkeye, though. Hawkeye's terrible. Definitely the worst character. He's just a worse Cap by, like, a mile. He's Cap without all the broken stuff. And his arrows fire incredibly slowly. Iron Man I actually think is the ideal character for the arcade version, if I'm not mistaken. But for Genesis, which is the only version where Cap hits twice with his shield, you definitely want to play Cap. Alright, so we're going to destroy the cannon, which only takes 1 dive. We've got this bevy of enemies that's coming into us here. Gonna go over some throws. That was actually really good. Didn't take a single hit. Woo! Cooking with some gas. Let's go. Throws. Putting in some work. Under our next section of bosses. I still don't know the name of this boss, and if anyone wants to throw out some knowledge or trivia, I'm actually okay with that. Not this one here. I know this is Crossbones. We'll see him again in a moment. These twins here, though, I have no clue who these guys are. The biggest danger in this fight is actually the saw blades that are on the ground. The enemies themselves honestly aren't that bad. Just avoid dive kick loops. Yeah, like I said, saw blades are gross. A few more hits than I would like. What you generally want to do is get them to dive kick at you and have them whiff. Not used to the dashing. That sucks. That was a little too close. Get him out of that. Yeah, have him do that and then do the Juggernaut strat where you do the turnaround dive kick and you're good. And saw blades really make that match though. Alright, this is maybe the hardest room in the game. Like, I hate this section so much. There's a wide variety of enemies and they all cause a lot of problems. Particularly this guy with a laser that's just protecting everything else. They're not getting grabbed either. This is obnoxious. Alright, I'm just gonna shield throw everything. Didn't expect that guy. Jeez. Lasers have a huge hitbox. I could be 2 planes down on the y-axis, and they're still gonna hit me. Anyway, on to Crossbones. Very RNG heavy fight. Hopefully get good RNG. This is also one of the first times in the game we're gonna make use of the block mechanic, which you can block by just my input there. We'll take a death though. The block input is just hold the attack button. For those that are actually not aware that's a thing. Man, he is not falling down. Again, very RNG heavy fight because of his movement. If he rolls from side to side, that's not good. If he rolls top to bottom, we don't care. He gets up and just throws daggers, that's also good. His iframes are just kind of nanners here. Yeah, he didn't want that either. Okay. Horrible start to the fight, but the rest of it played out okay. On our way to our final battle. One more small section of enemies here. This shouldn't give us too many problems, I don't think. I say that, and of course I get hit. Commentator's curse. Jeez. The grappling hook guys can be annoying, but they're honestly not bad if you employ shield toss. Going for grabs on them generally isn't advised. So for our last fight, we have 2 phases. First, we have Red Skull. Fairly tough quick kill associated here. You want to pin him to the corner like this. Throw shield. Hopefully it knocks him down. Do it again. And then repeat. Just make sure he doesn't get the jump like he did there. The iframes they have are, you can't see them. They're completely invisible. So you kind of just have to do a lot of guesswork sometimes. And then adapt with shield dashes, or shield jumps, I should say. For Mecha Skull, we're going to move right up here and start doing dives. Hit on every frame on the way down, so they do a ton of damage. Very useful. Yeah, I expect to take the punch. It's not that huge of a deal, though. We got trapped, but we still got the victory, and that's going to complete the game. Time's going to be on boarding of the ship on OK Go. Time. Sub 23. Not too bad for a marathon time. My PB is sub 22. 2140, I think, but I hadn't touched this in a couple days, and quite frankly, sub 22 is just really, really hard. I've only done it once. Anyway, appreciate the GGs, everybody. Trying to think of what else I can say about this game. This game is just really, really fun. It's very much a classic beat 'em up. Everybody knows this game, whether it's the sprites, the music, the memes. Anybody's gonna remember this game. Saw it at their arcades, saw it at their video rental store, either or. Speedrun's really fun, but I personally only recommend this version as a speedrun. The SNES version is much, much harder. Enemies have a lot more iframes, and there's no attacks that really do the kind of that have the kind of offensive capability of what you have in this game. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed that. Up next, we're gonna have Crash 3 with the awesome good old Ghost Senpai, also known as Un Fantasmamas. You guys have a great rest of your Friday. I should be seeing you Sunday morning. I just got in a pegged run of Yoshi's Safari, so I'm very much looking forward to that. You guys have an awesome rest of your Friday, and thank you again for the GGs. I will catch you on the flip. Take it easy, everybody.